Hello, this is Richard Bates Jr. at Fantasia. I'm here with my film Suburban Gothic, and I'm colliding with Yell Magazine.
Believe in all the paranormal stuff?
I've experienced it firsthand. I used to see ghosts regularly, and then just suddenly it stopped.
Sounds like you have an amazing gift. Why don't you pursue a career in the paranormal?
I only came here to warn you. There is an evil spirit lurking on your property. Good luck.
This has gotten me out of a lot of hairy situations.
How are you supposed to communicate with the dead?
You have to follow specific rules.
You fucking kidding me?
Shh, keep your voice down. You're gonna wake up my dad.
I look like a Klan member. Check this out.
So Suburban Gothic made its world premiere on the 19th. Was the audience reaction what you expected?
Well, you never know what to expect, and I mean, it was the best audience I'd ever had in anything that I ever made, ever, and probably will ever make. Like, you know, they got every joke, and they were so enthusiastic, and you know, to make these independent films, you know, it's not like you make a great living, and you know, you really do this for that, like, just for that moment, you know what I mean? Like, that's everything. It's 2 years just for that one premiere night, you know? And so it really, you know, I almost started crying, dude. It really validated, you know, I needed it. I really needed it, and it was wonderful. I mean, I'll never forget it. And my parents were there, you know, so, and you know, they don't really get my movies that much, and it's fine, you know, but for them to see that, you know, there is an audience out there for it, it's still, you know, no matter how old you get, you still, right, you want your parents to sort of at least try and get it. Yeah, so it was wonderful.
Do you have any pre-premiere rituals that you go through?
Just extreme anxiety. That's my ritual.
No puking?
Yeah, almost this time, actually. Because you know the difference, it's with Excision, I was never concerned about a bad review. And when I got one, I didn't even care. Because it was this aggressive fuck you of a movie, you know what I mean? And it was, you know, if you didn't like it, good, so what? You know, and this new one, I made it to sort of make myself happy again and to make other people happy. So if I want people to like it, you know what I mean? So I don't have that wall built up. You know what I mean? It's so hard on its sleeve. It's just like, it exists for your pleasure, you know? So it's different going into a movie like that, you know?
Can you tell our viewers a bit about Suburban Gothic, the premise?
Yeah, sure. So it's essentially, so I made that film Excision. It's very dark comedy, and then I couldn't get a job afterwards on film. I wasn't getting offers, but you know, and I put 5 years into this, maybe more actually if you count from the short all the way through. So maybe like seven or 8 years really, and nothing. And so, and I'd had this story put together that was very dark. It's a very dark haunted house, sort of a Southern Gothic movie actually. And I couldn't watch movies like that. I just could only watch, you know, I was trying to get happy again. I could only watch things from my childhood, like, you know, things from like Scooby-Doo cartoons, and you know, I was reading Hardy Boys books, and, you know, and just trying to get psyched on life again. And then I knew I had to change the film completely, and I had to make one of these movies that were the kind of movie that I needed to watch then, and then it became this mission to make some other weird kid happy who's all fucked up, you know, and then so the whole movie revolved around that, and I was really trying to get back to that place where it was fun again, you know, like it's supposed to be, like when you make something your life, you know, and so I called one of my best friends, Mark Bruner, who co-wrote the movie with me. I was like, let's write this one together, man. Let's just hang out. Let's have fun. Let's work our asses off. But, you know, let's try and make this feel like it's like we're back in high school, like when we first started fucking around with video cameras. And then that's why I cast Goobs, and not only like I wouldn't have made it without Goobs. I tried to make it, you know, there were along the way, there were investors and whatnot that were not interested, you know, because they always look for, you know, they want a Twilight person or some fucking bullshit. And the only way for it to feel like a bunch of friends hanging out. It was to really try and make it a bunch of friends hanging out, you know? So it could only start Goobs. So, you know, once we got to the place where people were interested in the total package, we sort of, you know, things just started happening. I mean, we, from this movie getting greenlit to, or whatever you want to call it, to shooting, I mean, it was honestly, almost 2 months, which is really quick. It was like, bam, maybe even a month. I'm a little bit confused, but yeah, it was insane. I mean, it was go and then done, and then I was just, you know, 20-hour days, just.
The genesis of it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about a kid who, you know, has no money and lives in the big city, and he's on the verge of having to move back in with his parents, which was something that, you know, after Excision, quite frankly, I had no money, and that was a thing that I was possibly going to have to do, maybe move back to Virginia, you know, and I had gotten all the way out to California, you know what I mean, and it's like, you know what I mean, you put so much work into it. So it started out off like that, and you know, I personalize everything. I mean, there's aspects of my family, all my friends' families, all the Mexican stuff. My girlfriend's Mexican, and you know, it's about things that I'd overheard since, you know, we've been together. So it's the whole thing is very personal, more personal than most filmmakers are really allowed to get away with, I think. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Ray Weiss delivers some touchy racist lines. I was going to ask where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, it's from things that I've heard from people. You know, I mean, it's crazy in a modern age, being in an interracial relationship. People are still fucked up, you know, and so I think when you make fun of stuff like that and you attack it in that way, it really takes power away from, you know, that is. So we're really trying to, you know, make fun of the absurdity of racism in and of itself. You know what I mean? So, and hopefully that, you know, takes some power away.
Kind of like Jay-Z's view on the N-word.
Sure.
Yeah. He feels using it takes its power away. And he was on Oprah, and she was of the opposite viewpoint.
Well,
that it shouldn't be used ever.
Well, I didn't know that. I mean, that's it. You know, I'm not going to comment on my views on whether or not it's acceptable to use the N-word. You know, I already have a fledgling career. This is be it. I'm done.
Right.
No, but you know, I do think it takes power away, especially. Well, it's all in how you do it, right? But yeah, I mean, it's why a lot of these comedians. I mean, take George Lopez for instance. He does all his humor. A lot of it is based on stereotypes, and the more he hammers those home, he's taking power away from the stereotype. You know what I mean? It's interesting, and I look into that. Maybe I didn't even look into that when I wasn't in a relationship with someone, you know, from a different race or whatever. But you do start to pay a lot more attention to it. You know?
What was the worst part about directing Goobler?
The guy cares about his hair so much. It's all about the hair. He loves the hair. You know.
It's because he was a model.
Yeah, he is a model, right? I mean, he makes good money doing that stuff.
Oh, he's still a model?
I believe so.
Okay.
He's got it pretty good, old Goobs. The worst day of Goob's life is probably the equivalent of the best day of mine. So that's you know.
Yeah.
Anytime he complains to me about anything, I just literally stop listening. It's not even worth it.
Nod your
It's
head.
not even. It's just not even worth it.